We would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Rakakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great example towards younger brothers. And peace and blessing, salutation to hopefully let God push this word of truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to hopefully the believers, the listeners who may have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. The GMS Mississippi camp coming with another week to prophesy the downfall, all right, of this wicked society that's ran by Esau Edom, okay? And as we know, the Bible gives us the description and gives us the commentary of things that will be going on in these end times, man, okay? So we're here to teach in the words and the wisdom of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, all right, dealing with prophecy, man. You know, matter of fact, that's 2 Ezra 15:1. You know, because prophecy is the main topic, all right, of these sermons, man. And the more we get closer to the end, the more we're going to speak about prophecy, man. And you can get Revelation 19:10. Yep. You got it,
2 Ezra 15
yep,
and 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy.
Yeah, so this is the Archangel Uriel commanding Ezra to go into prophecy, man. And this is why Ezra was given so much prophecy, man. Okay, to speak it, all right, to Israel, man. Okay, and also we've been made a prophet to the nations to let them know what beholds them in the future, man. Okay, go ahead.
Which I will put in thy mouth, said the Lord.
How did he put it in our mouth? By giving us this wisdom through the Holy Spirit. Okay, so now when we utter and we teach, we're speaking with the wisdom as the mouth of the Most High. Okay, we are His prophets. Okay, we are His mouthpiece. As which you always Hosea 12. Okay, you keep reading.
And cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true.
Cause them to be written in paper, which is that's what we have today through the Bible, and they are faithful and true. Because everything that brothers have been saying in the spirit, we are seeing it come into fruition, man. Okay, we'll get into that.
And if I could add, not only WW3 and Revelation 13 and 16, but what about the prophecy when the apostles were talking about how the economy is going to crash?
Yeah.
You know, so look, hey, through the Spirit been doing it, man. Famines and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Hosea 12 and 10, I have also spoken by the prophets, and I have multiplied visions and used similitudes by the ministry of the prophets.
Yeah, so the Lord always used similitudes, okay, by the ministry of the prophets. He would speak by the mouth of the prophets, okay? Going into arrows as being missiles, man, okay? Or describing a chariot as a horse, okay? Describing it as a cloud. The Lord would always use similitudes, okay, within the scriptures, man. And He will give His secrets to the prophets to break these things down and make them plain. Okay, that's the ministry of the prophets, is to make the mysteries of the Most High plain, all right, to the believers, man. Okay? You got this, Revelation? Okay. You had it? Okay. Yeah, read it, Revelation 19 and 10.
That is Revelation 19 and 10.
Yeah.
And I fell at his feet to worship him.
Yeah.
And he said to me,
Read that up. Isaiah 46.
"As it says thou do it not,
Yep.
I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brother that had the testimony of Yahweh Shai,
Yep.
worshiping the Most High, for the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy."
Yeah, because the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. Because through prophecy, you're having a righteous kingdom being ushered in, and this wicked kingdom is falling. Okay, that's all contained within prophecy, man. You see, that's the only thing that's going to matter, all right, in the times to come is prophecy. See, we in a time where vanity, all right, it ain't going to hold no weight. You know, you get that 2 Ezra 7 and start like at 33. Let's get that. And
All right. All right, this is Isaiah 46, verse 9. Remember the former things of old,
Yep.
for I am Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai,
Yep.
and there is none else.
Yep. So the Lord, all right, separates Himself from everyone else. Okay, because He's the only one that can speak things before they happen. Okay, cause them to be written down, and then cause it to happen exactly how He said it, man. Okay, the Most High is the only one that can do that. Esau tries to mimic it, okay, on the left-hand side through his movies, through his media, through his book, you know, he tries to mimic it, okay, but he gets there from the Most High. But see, we're in the time where the Most High is going to prove that Esau, all right, is not in full control, man. Okay, like he portrays himself to be through his media, through his TV, okay, through these religions. Okay, go ahead.
I am Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and there is none like me.
Yep, there is none like me. Keep going.
Declaring the end from the beginning.
Declaring the end from the beginning. Moses spoke about the missiles, man. You go to Deuteronomy 32, brother can find it. Probably glittering sword. It should come up. But Moses spoke about the missiles. Moses spoke about the slave trade. Deuteronomy 28:68. That was Moses speaking about a slave trade that will happen thousands of years later, man. Okay, the Lord always professed the beginning, the end from the beginning to show that He is, man. No matter what happened in between time, the prophecy will always be fulfilled according to His word. Yep.
And it's Deuteronomy 32 and 41.
Yep.
I whip my glittering sword.
If He wet, which means to sharpen. How did the Lord sharpen His sword? He allowed Esau to tap into the atomic energy, nuclear physics. That was the Lord with His sword. That's why Jeremiah 50 and 25 really, it showed that these nuclear missiles are the Lord's weapons. Okay? And He spoke about them in Deuteronomy. And guess what? They building them today. Yes,
Yeah, so a quick point, because we already know the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Al-Shah that, of course, King David was Moses as well. Just to back your point, Psalm 7 and 11. The Most High judged the righteous, and the Most High is angry with the wicked every day.
Yep.
If he turn not, he will whet his sword. Woo! He have bent his bow and made it ready.
And He had bent His bow.
Yep.
All these nations already had them nukes in them silos. That's the Lord bending His bow.
That's right.
And they ready for the lunch, man.
That's it.
Because what? When you bend your bow, it means you have it. What? All you gotta do is release.
Right.
What all these nations gotta do? Hit the buttons, and that's gonna release them. The Lord got His bow bent, and they all, the majority of the missiles on earth are pointed here, man. Okay?
Verse 10. He has also prepared for him the instruments of death.
Yep.
He ordained his arrows against the persecutor.
And He said He ordained His arrows, man. Okay, which means what? He's giving those missiles a decree. That's why none shall break their rank, and none shall be shot in vain, because they have a decree to hit specific missiles, certain targets, man. You know, you got it, bro. Yep.
And I will make my hand, in my hand, take a hold of the judgment. I will render vengeance to my enemies.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And I reward them that hate me.
He gonna reward them that hate Him, and the missiles gonna be the ultimate payback, man. You know, because everybody can see there's a great rebellion against righteousness in the earth. You see, everyone is boasting through their actions against Yahweh Shema Al-Shah. Well, He gonna show you how He's gonna respond. It's gonna be through missiles. It's gonna be first through judgment, harsh deaths, and then it's gonna be through missiles. That's gonna be to cap it off, man. The Lord is gonna respond to this great rebellion in the earth with judgment. Okay? Yeah, so you gotta finish it.
I'm gonna finish that up.
Okay, yeah, finish that, yeah. And then you get Jordan. You had something else?
Like this is back in Isaiah 46 and 10, declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times the things that are not yet done.
Yep.
Saying,
Go.
saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure.
Yeah, my counsel shall stand. I'm gonna do all my pleasure. And the Lord said He gonna do all His pleasure, man. And what is His pleasure? To set up His people, all right, as rulers in the earth in righteousness. Okay? That's what the plan was from the beginning. Wickedness came through what? The serpent going to Eve, then going to Adam. Then their righteous rulership fell. Because when the Lord breathed breath into Adam, okay, He gave Adam the righteous way to rule the earth. Okay? But he failed. But see, now through Yahweh Shai, we're getting back to that status, and it's going to be eternal, it's going to be permanent, man. Okay? And that's the Lord's pleasure. And wickedness eventually going to be rooted out, man. Through Esau being exterminated out that 1,000 years, man. That's part of the Lord's pleasure.
Is that good, bro?
Yeah.
And this is Psalms 35 and 27. Let them shout for joy and be glad that favor my righteous cause.
Yep.
Yea, let them say continually, let the Lord Yahweh be magnified, which have pleasure in the prosperity of his servant.
Hey, he says, we gonna favor the righteous cause. See, we out here because we favor the righteous cause, man. Okay? This is a righteous rebellion against a wicked camp. So you have his servants that favors the righteous cause, which we read about in the scripture, man. This is America being destroyed is righteous, man. Okay? 2/3 of our people being removed, all right, and put down. That's righteousness, man. Okay? Yahweh shall rule the earth, all right, in righteousness on the throne of David. Okay? That's all the things that we in favor of, man. And we speak of these things, man. You know? Yeah. You got
This is Isaiah 54, verse 16.
Yep.
Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals
Yep.
in the fire,
Yep. Go ahead.
and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work.
Yep.
And I have created the waster to destroy.
Yeah, so the Lord allowed Esau to tap into, okay, atomic energy and nuclear physics, all right, for this purpose here. But it's all the Lord's weapon, which we got with, get that Jeremiah 50:25 show you that, you know, that these nukes are the Lord's weapon. He just allowed Esau to create it, man, because Esau created his own destruction, man. Okay?
All right, this is Jeremiah 50 and verse 25. The Lord has opened his armory and have brought forth the weapons of indignation.
Yeah, so the Lord had opened his armory. All right? So that's why you see these nations with all this nuclear capability, man. Okay? Russia got those missiles, all right, that are hypersonic. And then, not only that, when the warheads release off the projectile, they are precision guided, what they call PGM munitions, man. Okay? So they can glide to whatever destination that they want to go. Okay? But that's the Lord that allowed Esau to tap into all this because why? Because those are the weapons of his nations, man. Because when you shoot a nuke, you not shooting like you shooting a gun at someone, you shooting a specific person. But when you sitting the nuke, you don't even know who all you just killed. You don't know
Killing mass.
Yeah, you just
That's that ultimate.
yeah, you just shot a nuke across the earth, you know?
Yeah.
So that's the Lord's judgment, man, because because the Lord knows exactly who's gonna be in that nuclear destruction, man. Esau don't know. He just possessed the weapons, man. But that's the Lord's weapon, man. You know?
Hey, if I can say this, man, hey, Esau, he's the servant of Yahweh Shem Yahushai on the left-hand side. The other nations are servants of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So who better to make weapons of mass destruction other than who the blessing was given to, man? It's Esau easy.
Hey, you can prove it with a precept. Get that Isaiah 10:5. You
Let me finish this out. For this is the work of the Lord of hosts, Yahweh, but Shem Yahushua hosts in the land of the Chaldeans.
Yeah, and the land of the Chaldeans is here in America, man. When you go study into the ancient Chaldeans, there was always an elite group of the nobility of the Babylonians, all right, who would pretty much run the government behind the scene, man. Okay? You go to Nabopolassar and his son Nebuchadnezzar, which you read about in the scriptures, you know, those were Chaldeans. They was of that elite class of warlocks and witches, man. Okay? And America has been the motherland or the sorcery of the elites, man. That's why they spread the enchantments of America throughout the earth, man, because this has been their motherland of sorcery, man. You know? You got that in, I can finish that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, see that in Isaiah 10.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 10, verse 5. O Assyrian, the rod of my anger,
Yep.
and the staff in their hand is my indignation.
Yeah, so back then this was talking about the actual Syrians, man. Well, the spirit, all right, we know today they're speaking of these Edomites today, man. Okay? They're the Assyrians, and they're going to be the rod of the Most High's anger. They're a weapon of choice for the Most High's anger for a period of time, man. And that's why we're going to see Esau go all out, man. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 6. I will send him against an hypocritical nation,
Yep.
and against the people of my wrath will I give him a charge.
Yeah, so we were speaking about that earlier. This generation is a generation in which the Lord, all right, is going to allow Esau, Edom to wreak havoc on, man. Okay? Because this is going to be their judgment, man. You know?
God.
You finish that?
To take the spoil and to take the prey and to tread them down like the mire of the street.
Yeah, keep reading because it's going to show you that he's a servant. It's going to show you that these nations, all these nations are servants for the Most High. When Israel would get sideways, the Most High would always allow a nation to build up, okay, and dominate the earth, and they will come take Israel in captivity, man. You know, go ahead.
Verse 7, howbeit he meaneth not so, neither doth his heart think so.
Yeah.
But it is in his heart to destroy and cut off nations, not a few.
It's in him to destroy and cut off nations, not a few. And it said he meaneth not so, which means he's not in control. The Lord, the scriptures say Esau will be like a madman spirit none in these times. The Lord gonna turn Esau's spirit up in these times, man. We finna see his nature unleashed with all this technology that this man has, man. Okay? This man has some weaponry that you can't fathom, man. This man has machine guns that shooting 1,000 rounds in 4 seconds, man. Okay? We was speaking to some military guys in the Air Force, and they said they had a gun that if you seen the airplane, you was dead, man. Because it done already shot them rounds off. They on the way. 1,000 rounds in 3-4 seconds, man. So if he was doing that 5 or 6 years ago, what you think what the Lord gonna allow him to unleash out here on Jake, man?
Those are miracles.
Yeah.
Those are miracles he performed. That's all I want to say.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
1,000.
Hey, you know, I play the game Call of Duty. I mean, yeah, it's a perfect game. You like 7 kills.
Yeah.
It's like a pave blow. Helicopter guy. You didn't see that motherfucker. That when I get in there, your game get what? It will hit you just that fast. That was like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
So you know they got some shit, man.
Yeah. It's gonna be unleashed. What's that? You know? But see, the Lord's wrath is going to be shown to Esau on the left-hand side. But the ultimate wrath is going to be the Lord shooting the loose, man. But it's going to be a build-up to that, man. Esau is going to be a weapon of choice for a period of time to judge in the earth, man. You know?
Ezekiel chapter 21, verse 8.
Yep.
Again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy and say, Thus saith the Lord, say a sword is sharpened, and also refurbished.
Yeah, a sword is sharpened and furbished. Esau been in the lab, man. Esau invested into his blessing. One thing about it, this man invested into his blessing, man. When you see the government spending the pie chart, okay, you're gonna see a big chunk, 68, 70% military, man. Okay? All these different scientists, you know, he invests into his military, man, to that sword. He's really tapped into it, man. Okay? Go ahead.
They spend a lot of money on the military. I
Yeah.
mean, that's where the money mostly go to. The military.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go to the military.
It's a lot of engineers, it's a lot of military scientists, all right? And it's just to create death, man. This is what this man was put here to do, man. And he's locked in, man. Okay, go ahead.
It is sharpened to make a sword slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter.
Yep.
Should we then make mirth?
Yo, should Jake make money? What is Jake all about? Party and bullshit. You know? Adults. TikTok channel, man. Okay? This is all this society is about, is mirth, man. The next party, what the party is. Okay? Traveling and it just in mirth, man. Always trying to go to where the crowd is, man.
Please your flesh.
Yeah, please your flesh. You know, the earth is in lack of responsible adults, man. Everybody here is in some type of party mode, man.
It's that will.
Yep.
You know, the scriptures say where there's no king. The scriptures say whereas there's no king, a man do as he, you know,
Do as he please.
do as he pleases.
You know?
So, and we waiting on the king to return.
Right. King of the earth. Esau, Edom, he's all about liberating you to do wickedness, man. You know?
And it's really rebellion.
Yep.
He sells it as liberation,
Yep.
but it's really okay. And the Most High isn't here no more.
Yep.
Do as I will.
Right. He doesn't tell you about the judgment on the back end, man.
Yep.
That's what we coming into now. We got
Should we then make murder?
Yep.
It contemneth the rod of my son as every tree,
Go ahead.
and he have given it to be furbished, that it may be handled.
That it may be handled. Okay? Go ahead. Handled by who? Go ahead.
This sword is sharpened, and it is furbished to give it into the hand of the slave.
Give it into the hands of the slayer. Ultimately, the Most High, the slayer, Esau the sword. So he got his sword sharpened because the Lord is going to judge, all right, in the earth, man. And then eventually he's going to judge the sword itself. Okay? So that's why we serve the one that's wielding the sword, man. Okay? You got to say,
And like you said, his sword is sharpened.
Yeah,
Like you said, Esau Edom means that sword. Going into like a synonym of being sharpened, it means to be on point. So he making sure Esau Edom is on point with his blessing, so that he can prepare, so that the prophecies can be fulfilled. They're not going to go out void.
Esau tapped in. Like you said. Before you get that real quick in Isaiah, then we're going to read down.
And then I said 10 and 14. In my hand have
Started, 15, yep.
Isaiah,
It's going to show you that Esau was sword in the Most High land.
I said 10 and 15.
Yep.
Should the axe boast itself against him?
Yep.
That he'll with them?
That you would shall the axe boast against him that you. Okay, if you're cutting down the tree, all right, the axe ain't going to boast against the one that's hewing it. That's what Esau was doing. He's just a weapon of choice that the Lord is using in the earth. But he's boasting, okay, against the one that's hewing him, man, that's using him. Okay? Go ahead.
Or should the salt magnify himself against him that's shaking?
Yeah, so if a sword is never picked up, it's worthless. It has to be picked up by a swordsman, not just by anybody, but a swordsman. Okay? So Esau is boasting, all right, and he's just a tool, like you always go into it. But Esau's a tool, it's on a much magnified scale. You see? Go ahead.
As if the rod should shake itself against them that lift it up,
Yep.
or as the staff should lift it up itself as there are no wood.
Yeah, so this is Esau's mindset towards the Most High, but he's just a vessel. And the Lord's going to show him that he's a vessel in these times, man. But before the Lord deals with Esau directly, he's going to use Esau in the earth, man. Okay? And he's just going to mow niggas down, man. Okay? He's going to mow Jake down, man. If you got an attachment to niggas, you're going to be heartbroken what the Lord finna do to niggas, man. Okay? You gonna be heartbroken, man. That's why we not here for the masses, man. We here for the elect, man, to hear this word and humble down, man. That's something we got.
Romans chapter 9, verse 22.
Yep.
What if Yahweh, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, and do it with much long suffering, the vessel of wrath fitted to destruction?
Yeah, so the Lord has shown long suffering and allowed Esau, all right, to prosper in the wickedness, man. Okay? But everything was set in motion, going back to Esau, because he was blessed with the sword, man. So the Lord allowed this man to come into power, be failed, all right, during the dark age. Then he came back, and this time during the Renaissance, to go on his last run, okay, before he will be judged, man. Okay? This man, the scripture says, well, he was created to take peace from the earth. Okay? And this is what this man is doing. He's taking peace from the earth, man, in every faction of society, man. From actual war, okay, to war in households, to war in, in communities, okay? Everything is a damn war, man. Okay? That's not normal for a community to be a war zone, man. Okay? But Esau has made it normal in his shit.
All right, this is Jeremiah 50, verse 34. It says, their Redeemer is strong. The Lord of hosts is his name.
It started at
33. All right, this is Jeremiah 50 and 33. Thus says the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together.
It's speaking of us in this captivity now. Just as like ancient Egypt, we had all 12 tribes in captivity. In this, all right, spiritual Egypt, we had all 12 tribes in captivity, man. Okay? We were oppressed together. All right, go ahead.
And all that took them captive held them fast.
Yeah, so just as the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart and Pharaoh's mind, okay, he's hardened the mind of these Edomites, man, to the point, because Esau putting the sin hip in you is him telling the Most High, we never let these people go. We never let your people go. Okay? This is our possession, man. That's what this man is boasting. His sea hips and look, I'm gonna put my image on your people. Okay? Go ahead.
They refused to let them go.
Yep, go ahead.
Their Redeemer is strong.
See, this is what Esau's not considering. That who he's boasting against is way stronger than him. Okay, Esau's not considering that, man. He thinks that it's gonna be a back and forth between him and the Most High, man. Okay? He doesn't Psalm 2.
Check Psalm 2.
You already up? Okay, yeah, it's
No, I was just about to say I got it.
Yeah, you're gonna start it. Let keep reading down.
All right.
Then we'll get it.
Yahweh Shem Abishai, host is his name.
Yep.
He shall thoroughly plead their cause.
He's gonna thoroughly plead our cause. And he's gonna do more. He's the Most High not coming to have him sit down with Esau, man. Okay? He's not having a meeting, okay, to discuss terms of peace and release of his people. No, he's gonna plead through war, through judgment. Okay? When he sends Yahweh Shah back, Yahweh Shah is coming to make war. He had orders to make war against this society, man. Okay? That's how he's gonna plead with our oppressors, man. Okay? Because Esau don't respect nothing but force, man. Okay? He do make an agreement, that nigga be lying. Alright, go ahead.
That he may give rest to the land
That he may give rest to the land.
and disquiet the inhabitants of
What
Babylon.
he's gonna do is do nukes. He's gonna turn this place to a desert. Okay, this chaotic society is gonna be disquieted by destruction, man.
That's right.
Okay? Yeah, good.
Yeah, because you mentioned that this man has literally taken peace from the earth.
Yep.
And I look up the word peace in Revelation 6 and 4, and it goes into, one second. Irene. It says a state of national tranquility.
Yep.
So Esau, so-called white man through his leadership, has taken national tranquility from the earth.
Yep.
Then it goes on to say exemption from the rage and havoc of war. So everything that has happened, the only thing that's been going on since he's been in power was rage and havoc of war.
And because you gotta think, they've been in the Middle East since 2001. They really went in the 90s, you know, then they had took a little break. Nigga took a little break. Yeah, he went right. Yeah. So you gotta understand, like you said, that's why America is known as the virgin daughter of Babylon. But see, when you're in America, you don't have to go through the bullshit that America does to these other nations. But you got people that have been in the Middle East that have been occupied, okay, by foreign militaries for over 20 years, man. You got people in the Middle East, if they was 5 in 2001, all they know is airstrikes. Like they hear the siren, they know to get to the nearest base. You know, this is what they know. Like he took the tranquility away.
We teaching them with the Israelites. We're waking up our people to their nationality. So-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Like yourself, you're an Israelite.
You ever heard them before? You believe in the Bible?
I do.
Okay. So we're teaching the truth according to the Bible, you know, because Christianity is not teaching our people the truth. You know, matter of fact, brother, we get that Romans 10 and 1. Because our people don't know the true knowledge of the Bible. So in these latter times, before the Lord gets ready to judge the earth, he has raised up prophets, all right, to teach his people the truth, okay? There's a chance of salvation, man, because everything that we've learned has been false, all right, according to the scripture. That's why we teach, you know, with precepts. Either Romans 10 and 1.
This is Romans 10 and 1, brethren. My heart desire and prayer to Yahweh Shem Abishai for Israel, that they might be saved.
Yep,
You can read it verbatim.
Yep.
My brethren, my heart is desire and prayer to God for Israel is that they might be saved.
Keep reading.
For I bear them record that they have a zeal of God, but not according to knowledge.
Yeah, so they have a zeal. And when you have a zeal for something, that means you're lively. That's why when you go to, have you ever been to a white church before? And then you've been to a black church. It's a big difference. But they more lively. Because our people have a zeal. Like they really into worship. They just don't have it according to the knowledge. So the Lord has raised up his prophets to give his people the knowledge. Because you're one of these people from off this side, more than likely you might be of Judah, so-called Negro. What's your father? He's black, so you might be of the tribe of Judah, just face value, on the surface, Let's get that in Jeremiah 3:15. You got it?
Jeremiah 3:15, it says, and I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding.
We shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. So this is what we're here to feed our people with knowledge and understanding. Because the understanding that we got is that we slaves from Africa, okay? But no, we was pushed into Africa, all right, going into the 70 AD from Israel, all right? We were Israelites from the land of Israel. For a curse, exactly. Matter of fact, it's a curse. He said that, that's the spirit. Because see, we made an agreement with our power, all right, who people call God, all right, we the people on this, when I say we, the people on this side, all right, us, them, they are Israelites. Even though they don't reference themselves as Israelites, they're Israelites because it's a thing of a lineage, of a bloodline through your fathers, So, yeah, 15.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. It says, but it shall come to pass,
Jeremiah 17.
if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Yeah, so this is the Lord making a covenant with his people, and he's giving us the terms. Okay? Just like if you have a car note, if you stop paying the note, what happens? Okay? They come to get it because you made an agreement. When you signed at the dealership, you made an agreement that you will have this particular amount of money every month. So if you can't uphold your end, that's when they start taking things back. So we didn't uphold our end, so we got removed out of rulership. We got removed, all right, from the favor of the Most High. Okay? So one of the main curses that lets us know who we are is Deuteronomy 28:68. Because you can read through those curses, and there's a lot of things that you can relate to dealing with our people today. But we're going to start off with the most relevant one according to history. Go ahead.
This is Deuteronomy 28:68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Yeah, so when it says Egypt, it's not talking about the land of Egypt over there in North Africa. It's talking about America, which is spiritual Egypt. There's no account of history where the whole nation of Israel went into captivity, all right, in Egypt. But once we came out of Egypt, all right, we never went back through ships there for captivity, okay? This is speaking of spiritual Egypt, which is America. Go ahead.
And there ye should be sold.
You know about Moses, right? The Egypt, when Moses freed the Israelites from Egypt, right? The Egypt we talking about is a different Egypt in America. When Moses freed the Israelites out from Egypt.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
And when it says no man shall buy you, that means redeemed. Okay, which means that there is no one that can pay to get us out this situation. The Lord himself, Yahweh Shai, is going to get us to the world entity called Jesus Christ. All right, he's going to deliver his people out of this situation. That's why you look at all the leaders that have raised up, have been raised up for our people. They haven't been able to change the circumstances. We're still in the same position because only the Lord is going to redeem us. It's set up that way. But we're under the curses due to our disobedience. This is why we're here. Get that in Jeremiah 17.
That is Jeremiah 17:4.
Yep.
And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thy heritage.
So this is, all right, the Lord speaking to Jeremiah, which is a prophet. He's from the tribe of Levi, which today would be looked at as a Haitian, like Kodak blacks. you know, them were Levites. Okay, Moses was a Levite. You know, he would have been what they consider a Haitian today. Okay, yeah, Lil Wayne. So this is the Lord speaking to Jeremiah and letting him know that it's gonna come a time when even he was gonna discontinue from his heritage, man. Okay, he was talking about the future time when we'll be put on ships. Because one of the things that they did when we came over here was beat, all right, our heritage out of us, man. Because if you go into the records of a lot of the slaves, they had Hebrew names, all right, with the name of the Most High in those names, man, in their names. Go ahead.
Gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thy enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever.
Yeah, so it was prophesied that we discontinue from our heritage and serve our enemies in the land that we knew not, because we was from Israel. Okay, this is a land that we knew not. We was brought as captives over here. You know, so we're still serving out their punishment. But what you see happening in the world now, that's the Lord beginning to wrap up. All right, this captivity. Matter of fact, get that in Exodus 6 and 5. Yeah.
Yeah, because the brother brought out the curses. You know about Deuteronomy 28, and no man shall buy you. This is the proof that the curses are in effect. This is Daniel 9 and 11. Yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses, which that's what he read, the servant of the Most High, because we have sinned against him. So the curse is in effect to this day. So I'm sorry? Oh, yeah.
I see you look familiar with it. That's good.
Yep.
You know, get the Exodus 6 and 5. Because we have to understand what the Lord is doing now. I say he's getting ready to deliver us out of here, man. You know? So when you go back to ancient Egypt, this is what was happening that made the Lord, okay, say he's trying to get my people out of there.
Like this is Exodus 6 and 5. And I have also heard the groaning of the children of Israel, whom the Egyptians keep in bondage.
So the Lord heard our groans. You see, this is what we're doing up here now. We're crying out to the Lord. We're groaning, okay, about this captivity. We're crying about our oppressor. What's that, Isaiah 19 and 20? You got it right now.
And I have remembered my covenant.
Yeah, he remembered his covenant. Remember, he made a covenant, okay, with our forefathers. So Abraham, all right, was the father of Isaac. Isaac was the father of Jacob, and Jacob was the father, okay, of these 12 tribes, man, which makes up the children of promise, okay? But now he's remembering that covenant. Just like he remembered in the time of Egypt, he's remembering that covenant now, man. You know? Go ahead.
Wherefore say unto the children of Israel, I am the Lord, and I will bring you out from under the bondage of Egyptians, under the Egyptians, and I will rid you out of their bondage.
He's going to rid us out of their bondage. Remember, we went from ships to spiritual Egypt this time, which is America. So just like he delivered us out of ancient Egypt, he's going to deliver us out of spiritual Egypt because we were crying out. But before we could cry out, we had to find out who we were. We had to find out the names of our power, and we had to find out, all right, what he required, what he considered being in obedience, man. You know, and that's something you're not going to learn, you know, in one day. You know, it's a thing of continue, you know, learning. You know,
This is Isaiah 19 and 19.
And I will redeem you with a stretched out arm.
So he's going to redeem us. Remember Isaiah 28:6, they said, no man shall buy you. Okay, the Lord, he redeemed us. You know, because you go into the law, you know, you will have a law to where if your brother went into servitude, he was able to be brought out. They say he had to do 7 years and he had 3 years left to serve. So you can go pay the man that your brother was serving and he will be redeemed. He will have to work the rest of that time. He will be released. You see? So no one is able to do that for us as a nation. So the Lord did it back then during Egypt. He redeemed us from that captivity. He's going to do it this time from spiritual Egypt and redeem us, buy us back from that captivity, from this captivity.
And with great judgment.
Okay, so you watch on YouTube, Okay. Was your dad wife? Yeah. don't know.
He don't real well.
Okay. So if you can, just check out GMS, Apostles and Elders, GMS Apostles.
GMS Apostle Live.
Apostle Live. It's a good. Apostles. Apostles. What you say?
And we here. Same time every week. Shalom.
You finished it.
Oh, that was the end of that verse.
No, that was it. Yeah.
This is Isaiah 19 and 19. And that day shall there be an altar to the Lord in the midst of the land of Egypt.
This is that altar. And young Jake just came to the altar. Lord will, the seed was planted, for him to grow. But this is why we're here, this whole season. They want Jake.
That's right.
That's right.
Hey, my sheep hear my voice.
Yep. But he was drawn in.
God.
So, Lord will.
Hey, can I say this? If I lift up if men lift up my name, then I would draw all men to me. So that's how you know who the possible elect is, that hopeful elect. Because they're drawn. They're drawn, man.
Yeah, I was just going to add to the brothers, also too, there's a confirmation to what his dad is telling him. Now he sees what, brothers are teaching out on the street, and the difference between what his dad is saying and what the church is actually teaching. So as I think in Isaiah it says, pastors are like dumb dogs, they can't think, so they can't teach this word. Right, correct.
He's like his dad. The pastor is like junk food.
Right.
It feels because we all grew up. Most of us grew up in the church. And you got some charismatic false prophets. And they play them gospel songs. Your mama play on the radio. They turn around playing at church. You got that charismatic 1 hour sermon. All right. And then you leave the church feeling good, but you had nothing to take with you Monday.
Correct.
By Monday, the information is gone. Whatever he told you was gone.
Correct.
So it's like junk food. It feels really good at the moment, but there was no nourishment for your spirit.
Right.
And then junk food also makes you feel full. Even though you don't have, like you said, no nutrition at all.
Right. So you leave church feeling full, but you're not spiritually. You're still a dry bone.
Like a quick high.
A quick high.
Empty calories.
Empty calories. That is our church, and that's a good one. Empty calories, man. And every week you never grow. You go there every week, you never grow.
Right. Which keep you in the endless cycle because the church is not teaching you to honor the Sabbath. It's not teaching you to honor the dietary laws. So when you leave, what do you think about? You going to eat this big old juicy pork chop and all this abominable stuff that the Bible tells us not to eat. According to the Leviticus law.
And if I can add too, so can somebody get in the scripture where it says Yahweh came with healing in his wings, the Son came with healing in his wings? Yep, hey, get the water because this truth, it heals you, man. All right? But just like the you know what industry, they don't want you to be healed because they want returning customers.
Right.
So if you heal the ailment, then you're gonna lose your clientele. Same thing with the church. All right?
Church like pharmaceuticals.
Church like pharmaceuticals. I'm making an effort not to say that word. Because the apostle video got cut off for saying stuff like that.
But the spiritual dopamine.
It's a spiritual dopamine, so you get the dopamine release, but Sunday you need that hit again. Especially those women. Because a woman, she always has that void she has to feel. So she fills it with that junk food doctrine, man. All right, but it's like it's like a painkiller.
Right.
But the ailment is still there. Because it tells you in Deuteronomy 28, thou shalt grope in the noonday. That means that when you grope, that means you can't see anything, you're reaching for something. So you're going to be looking for the truth in broad daylight. So you go to these churches and you go amongst these false pastors and your soul still feels empty. All right? Okay.
Malachi 4, verse 1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble, and the day that cometh shall burn them up, said the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings.
So Yahweh Shai is going to come with healing in his wings, man. All right? Restoring the nation of Israel back to their rightful pecking order on earth. But even when we teach how Yahweh Shai, that's healing, man. The reason why we can stand out here boldly because we're healed. How can we teach a certain, how can we promote a certain herb or pain reliever if we haven't been healed ourselves? So we're healed through Yahushua. Now we're promoting that same position. We're recommending that position to you because the 12 tribes of Israel are wounded. Can somebody get that Jeremiah 30? All right, you got it, brother. You know? All right.
It's Matthew 9 and 11. And it says, and when the Pharisees saw it, they said unto his disciples, why eat your master with publicans and sinners? But when Yahushua heard that, he said unto them, they that be whole need not a physician, but they that are sick.
They that are sick. But the whole head is sick. The whole nation is sick. When you're worshiping other idols besides your power, you're sick. Because the first commandment was what? I am the Lord thy power, Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Thou shalt worship no other gods but me. That's the first law. So we have a sickness, but we return to false medicines. False physicians, man. And if you don't have an accurate, if you misdiagnose your problem and give it the wrong prescription, you're never going to fix the problem. So Christianity never fix the problem. More money, your degrees don't fix the problem. Islam never fix the problem. 5% never fix the problem because we're still here in the land of our captivity. Black economics, the black dollar, Black Lives Matter movement, it never solved the problem. All right?
And someone that kills you based off the color you're wearing,
Yep. You're sick.
you're sick.
You're sick.
Yeah, I think in California, I put the seen the video, but it was 20 hats that you can't wear in LA. It's associated with that. That's a sickness that lives by a cold, a hat or something.
Hey, and I met the guy named West in California. Hey, certain colors you can't wear. Man, you basically you can't wear. Orange is a color, purple is a fucking color, and like different colors. T-shirts you can't wear with anything.
So you gotta like just walk out the house like you got baptized. It's all white, man.
When you can't even wear all white, because that represents a set, you know. Black and blue, red, all of that represents sets.
And that's cultural oppression. Like your culture oppresses you. Your own people oppress you, man. You know?
Because you look at that, like the Democrat and the Republican, what the color? Red and blue. The boxer, you had the blue corner and the red corner. And that, you know what I'm saying? And that's how it is. It's all about color. You know what I'm saying?
They son and shit.
Yeah.
That's why the police, them detectives, they don't be looking for them niggas when they get killed, man. Okay? Because that's a relief. Like, hey, they're like, you say, a sickness. So when you get that pain relief, you know, like, these niggas dying is a relief.
Yep.
You know, them detectives ain't solving them goddamn cases, man.
Now, because when that woman, we watched that clip from the local news of that phenomenon in Jackson, Mississippi, where so many chicks are dying in the streets. Unsolved murders. And she said the police told her, and I believe it. The police told her, look, man, your son don't say down here. He was like, your son don't say down here. She was like, that's not something you tell to a mother. But the reality is, if your son out here being a demon, he goes back to the spirit world, that is a relief, man. You know, I mean, you know.
Scripture say that.
Go back to what you said earlier, to the curses, they're going to grope in the daytime and grope in the night. So that's oppression to those people out in California. You know, they're wishing it was night and they were wishing that it was day because, you know, all the violence and everything going on. You know, and they're scared to go.
I mean, when I was little, man, when we made it to the house, my mom would always pray, thank you, Lord Heavenly Father, for allowing us to make it to the house safely. Why was that? Because we in hell, man. And we still got to pray when we leave the house. All right?
I just want to speak on that account you said with Jackson, where you said, well, your son ain't no saint. You know, that's biblical, even if they don't know it, because if you had a disobedient child in the ancient world, if that child could be corrected, they stone that child to death to rid that out of Israel. And the Lord ain't doing nothing new, you know?
Because the bullets are stones now. You get stoned to death. You know? What the hell, so? Oh, you got it, bro.
It's the book of Wisdom, Solomon, chapter 4, verse 3. It says, but the multiplied growth of the ungodly shall not thrive, nor take root from bastard lips, nor lay any fast foundation. For though they flourish in branches for a time, yet standing not last, they shall be shaken with the wind and through the force of winds, they shall be rooted out.
Because it goes into those unlawful
Yep.
verse, right?
Yep.
Because the Most High had it set up to where in Israel, women were virgins. You'd be betrothed to a man. That was your husband for life. Now what do you have? You have women going off their natural instincts, man. Just going off their lower nature, going off the flesh, having babies outside of structures without an actual husband. All right, and then and a lot of times it is adultery. So what happens? The offspring goes up to be wild branches, and cut off in the streets, man. Because why is it that Jacob's always in the streets? Or why aren't they confined to a house or a job? What is it in the streets? All right? That's why Scripture says, thy sons lie faint as a wild bull in a net. Because the streets ain't nothing but an urban jungle.
They call it trap.
They call it a trap. They call it a concrete jungle. So the streets is where you go to really live off your basic primal instincts. And just like the jungle, people die, animals die, they kill each other. So the streets ain't nothing but an urbanized jungle, and it's a controlled environment. The surveillance cameras are there, the guns are there, the traps are there. Like I said, the trap. So it's already in every urban city. It's the same outcome. Jakes are dying at an early age. So, but why is that? That's the punishment of Yahweh Bashar. That's warfare. But it's our punishment for transgressing the laws of Yahweh everything. We're here because we transgress, man. All right.
I got this Jeremiah 30.
Okay, come.
So Jeremiah 30 and 12, it says, for thus saith the Lord, thy bruise is incurable, and thy wound is grievous.
What's our bruise? It's the results of slavery. Because when I came to camp, you're speaking on the Assyrian, the rod of my anger. Psalm 17:13. Arise, O Lord, cast them down, disappoint him, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. Slavery was a sword, a chastening rod from the Heavenly Father, man. Can you get that in Baruch 4? My delicate ones have gone rough ways. Let's go, man. And it's a bruise, man. Our people got poor self-esteem, low self-image. All right. We don't know who we are. All right, Jake full of violence. All right, that's a bruise.
Misguided.
Misguided. You lost out here, man. You lost. You think it's cool to die? You think it's cool to be incarcerated? A woman think it's cool to get her body counts up? All right? Jake, they get a little knowledge. They capitalize on the more lost Jakes. So instead of trying to wake them up, they just capitalize on the bruised Jakes. And now you got a hold to a pharmaceutical, a prescription pill, and you selling them bullshit prescriptions, man. Capitalizing on them wounds. That's why I said the dog look with swords. Because the other nations, they capitalize off our captivity, man. All right? You got it, bro.
This is Deuteronomy. This is like when you see your mom, you pray, you get home.
Yep.
Right. It's Deuteronomy 28 and 66. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and shall fear all day and night, and shall have no insurance of thy life.
Hey, no assurance of our life. Because I remember watching them old New Orleans documentaries. You know how you watch them hood documentaries? Man, them single mothers out there was putting insurance on their kids, man. Insurance on their 10, 12, 13-year-old. Because there's a good chance they was going to die. They was putting life insurance. That's why I said that life should hang in doubt. That's why if you're an Israelite that's in tune with reality, you pray like, thank you, Lord, I made it to the house safe. You should have no assurance about life. It's protocol in the hood as a child. You hear gunshots, you get on the floor while you watch the TV. Boom, boom, boom. That's protocol, man. You know how many kids get hit by stray bullets? That life shall hang in doubt. All right? Major cities, 500, 700 bodies a year off of one nation. One tribe of a nation. You got it, bro.
I got a piece of for you that goes back to, we talk about those stones and dying in the streets.
Yep.
This is Sirach 23, verse 19. The point is in 21. It says, such a man only feareth the eyes of me, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10 times brighter than the sun.
Yep. The eyes of the Lord are his angels. All right?
And Jake wild, when you go to the hood, Jake wild out because really there's no authority. Well, when the man was taken out, and then the police is kind of forsaking a lot of Jake communities. So Jake, long as nobody looking, Jake don't care about killing you, but the Lord looking. Like the Lord know your body count. You see? So Lord, Jake, they'll get right when they see an Edomite cop or task force come through. You know, niggas will get right. But hey, if they unsupervised, niggas wild out, man. That's like I say, that's how them bodies get up, man. And niggas is unsupervised in them environments, man.
They'll take over that community. Beholding all the ways of men and considering the most secret parts. He knoweth all things, every day were created. So also after they were perfect, he looked upon them all. This man shall be punished in the streets of the city. And where he suspected not, he shall be taken.
Yep, so the Most High, he's the judge. And ultimately that man is Esau. But on a smaller level, it's Jake, man. All right? So the things that's going on in the cities, man, Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai sees it all. But of course he sees it. Because when you create a penitentiary, you ain't got surveillance cameras in your penitentiary. You ain't got security walking up and down. That's the angels. So the Most High created this penal colony called America. America was a penal colony for the 12 tribes. That's why the 12 tribes are here. That's why it says in Isaiah 42:22, they're snared in prison houses, man. These are prisons from North America to Central and South America. You are in prison in your own country, man. All right? But it's a wound, man. All right? But now, we're being the 1/3 are being healed for that wound. And that's why the Most High is going to have to call gangrene. Because the 1/3 are going to be cut for the 2/3. All right? We're going to be severed. All right? And we're... Come.
It's the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 26. My delicate ones have gone rough ways.
Who are his delicate ones? The nation of Israel. What are the rough ways? The passageway. What do you call it? The middle passage. The middle passage from Jerusalem to West Africa to the Americas. That's a rough way, man. Being dropped off in the ocean. All right? Being beaten in the process, like the things we have to go through on those ships. All right? The northern kingdom women being ravished. Men in swords against guns. Who gonna win?
Spill, diseases.
Yeah, man, come on, man. You gotta eat. You laying next to a Jake that lost dropped the what do you call it? He lost the spirit. You laying next to a Jake that dropped dead next to you. Throwing up, bombing and shitting on each other, man. Your woman, you know your woman scream. Like, that's your woman up there getting raped. Your pregnant woman getting a baby cut out. See, I don't like to revisit that shit, man. And you, 200-300 years later, you still ripping them babies out your womb, Eve. Hey, the Most High see that, man. All right? You still ripping them babies out your womb. You going straight to Esau, and you volunteering it now. You volunteering it, man. All right? My delicate ones have gone rough ways. You got it?
And it says, and were taken away as a flock called of the enemies.
Because in the ancient world, or even in the agricultural society, you have thieves. And what happens is thieves steal your sheep. They haul lands or whatever. So we're his sheep, pursuant to Jeremiah 15:17. Israel is a scattered sheep. So we were stolen out of the West African coast and taken to the Americas like sheep stolen, man. All right. Can you go down to say my sons suffer patiently the wrath that is brought upon you? Okay. America's because people forget that America is a punishment for the 12 tribes. Because even in prison, you got little perks. Say you had a fashion show in prison. You know, rapping in prison, gambling, making all type of food and shit. Was not Jake in slavery making all type of recipes out of scraps? Right. You know, did not Jake make fashion really dope? So it's the same thing. Prison was a microcosm of what's going on in America. All right?
This is Baruch 4:25. It says, my children, suffer patiently the wrath that is come upon you from the Most High.
And that's why we can't start race wars. What's my boy? The boy you put us on? Charleston White? Yeah, we gotta suffer patiently. We can't start a race war and be martyrs like all 8 of us will go out with shotguns and get shot like old girl set it off. Like Queen Latifah character don't set it off. Let's be martyrs on live TV.
We'll get demolished.
We'll get
Right.
demolished, man. Before we raise our guns up, they go.
Esau wouldn't even have to come through, y'all. He do is send a drone.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. Get done up by a drone, man. Like, damn, them boys exploded or something? You know?
Vaporized. That's sword first.
See, what you don't understand because it says the natural man can't receive it. Spiritual man receive it. This book, man, this book is way more powerful than a couple of Negroes with guns. All right? This book is way more powerful than a couple of Negroes with guns, man. All right, you got it.
Back in Group 425, my children suffer patiently.
I'm sorry, brother. Your prisoners in your laboratory, your Frankensteins waking up to who they are, that's way more lethal than somebody getting guns. You know what I mean? Your people that you are holding hostage, that you use as tools to come into power and stay in the power, they being healed from their spiritual amnesia and realizing who they are, that's way more than 2-3 of them getting guns, man. All right?
Can I say this? Yep. I was watching. You know, the brother's been saying, you know, watch Matrix. I saw Matrix years ago when it first came out, so I watched 1, and then I watched. I guess this was part 2, the reload. But man, it's just so much. I mean, it was just like the spirit was just jumping and things coming out of that room. You know that you know that's happening now in our world of time. Matrix.
Watching with that eyesight.
Yeah, and it was man, it just, I mean, it was just loaded. You know, you see the oracle, she's wisdom. You know, you see how Shai is in the movie. You see who the elect is. You see how the demons are operating. You know, it just, you know, and now since I watch it, since I've been in the truth, it's just much more, you know, interesting and educating. I put it that way.
Like you said with that outside, man. Because when you come into the knowledge and you're enlightened, you're what they call red pill. You understand the truth of the world, man. Or you're not blinded by philosophies, blinded by the American dream. All right?
It says, Baruch 425, my children suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from the Most High. For thine enemy have persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction and shalt tread upon his neck.
Yep, so that's going to be the end goal. That's why the scripture says, the plowman shall overtake the reaper. Hey, and then it says, they got a saying in the world, hunting isn't so fun when the rabbits got the gun. See, now the prey is becoming a predator through the spirit. Because I know you're about to get the one about the stronghold.
Yep.
All right, you got it.
And then also, too, since you said that the prey is turning to the predator through the spirit, Esau Edom know it's something he can't tap into and control.
Yep.
It's something he don't know how it works or how to overcome it.
It's a style clash. It's a style clash. A carnal man against a spiritual man, that's a style clash. Like you said, I don't know how to counter that.
He out of his league.
Yeah, that boy orthodox. I wouldn't train him. Yeah. Yeah, this element, man. That's a style clash, man.
And then it's something he ain't never seen. He can't go to no other nation and see how the spirit, how the Lord gonna do it this time versus how he did it before.
That's right.
It's something he never seen, went up against the elect.
Because it's a low-key phenomenon. Jakes are leaving the church by the road. So they see how this is affecting the industry. Jakes is leaving the pill industry by the droves. You know? Jake is the truth makes Eve lose money. It makes the king lose his power. All right?
It's 2 Corinthians 10:4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal.
Which physical? Carnal means physical. So we not gonna get his guns and use them against him. Get his guns and use them against him, like the elder said. You got drones that'll make us disappear, man. We turn to a pile of salt. All right.
But mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of the Most High.
What's a stronghold? Esau Edom's power structure. That's American power structure. It said, I have seen the wicked spread of the green bay tree. And it said, casting down every imagination which is the desire of the new world order. All right?
And bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Yahweh Shah.
Yep.
and having in a readiness to revenge all disobedience when your obedience is complete.
Yep.
Now you see, because the strongholds are being broken. And that's really what's breaking this man's system down. Because as a king, your power is only as good as your credibility, man. You know? That's why when you go into the camp with Daniel, when Daniel had to throw him in the lion's den, the reason why he had to do that, because Daniel was his guy. But he had already made it a public decree. So he didn't want to risk his credibility by not doing it. You know, because they can create a ripple effect into where your power started to diminish. Like, damn, you know, he let him make it. You know,
he get weak.
Yeah, check it. Yeah, so it's Esau's credibility, going back to his medicines, you know, his science, his religious, his doctrines when it comes to the Bible. That's another thing. Esau's doctrine of the Bible dominated the earth.
Yep, that's right.
But see, this truth has destroyed them, you know? So now Esau is losing his credibility in the earth. As a king, once you lose your credibility, it goes downhill from there, you know? This is book of St. John chapter 3, verse 3. Yahweh answered and said unto him, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of the Most High. Yeah, so you're born again. What, man? The strongholds had to be broken down in our minds. You know, for us to receive, okay, this, okay? And that's the threat to Esau, is when we don't think according to a template that he gave us, man. Okay? A street nigga is a template of Esau, man. American dream coon nigga is a template of Esau, man. A degenerate, okay, deadbeat nigga, that's a template of Esau, man.
A corporate America.
Yeah. Tycoon wannabe nigga, you know.
Because it's the nigga box we created.
Yeah,
It's an archetype.
it's a template.
Yeah.
You know, the Esau. Because you got the ratchet Eve, okay? Then you got the corporate Eve, okay? All those are templates. Then you got the Eve, the spiritual.
Yep. The New Age Eve.
Yeah, the New Age witchcraft Eve. All those are templates of Esau Eve. But see, like the brother said, we're operating outside of all that, man.
And he don't know how to counter
Yeah,
that.
he can't count it. You know?
And most importantly, we access the name.
Yep.
We got access to that name. And we're not supposed to have access to that name.
Yep.
You got all type of scholars that go back into that tetragrammaton and say that this meant that and that means this, because we're not supposed. They never thought that we'll have access to that name, man. That's why I said in the land of their captivity, should they remember themselves and think upon my name in this captivity. We're not supposed to know that name. And that's the access. That's what activates his men.
Yep. That's why IUIC teach against it, because the leadership told you to do that, man.
And the leadership was what? They sold out.
Yep.
501c3 tax exempt.
Yep.
Prerequisites to get that tax exempt is the put that name up.
Got to stay within a certain curriculum.
Yep.
It's Revelation 11. I'm gonna read verse 8, then I'm gonna do to 11. It says that their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. And now we jump down to verse 11. And after 3 days and a half, the Spirit of life from the Most High entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. Going back to what the brother was saying, the Spirit has entered into the elect, and now all their seers don't understand. They realize that they waking up. Everything that we done, it's not working no more. We're losing money. We're losing our power over these Israelites. Because any nation that had the Israelites in captivity, they the nation that's going to be in power, in the power seat.
And see, one thing about it is men, when we go to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, we're attaching ourselves back to a legacy. And as men, if you feel that you're supposed to be in rulership, you'll never be at peace with this shit. And Esau, that's the thing that he fears, their ruling class mentality as well. Their ruling class mentality coming back to these men, because they at least know the power that's behind us, man. He knows the power behind the sons of God. Okay? And us attaching ourselves back to this legacy, that's us attaching to ourselves to the right of world domination, man. Like, man, we supposed to be ruling, you know? Esau wants you to be an entertained nigga, man. What they call it? Silly mode.
Yep, yeah, the silly mode.
Yeah. And I appreciate it. You get you up first.
Hey, this John 8:32. And you should know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
And like you said, it's freedom by mind. It deconstructed belief systems that made up a stronghold in our mind. And Yahushua, being that spiritual great millstone, knocked down those strongholds, those belief systems that oppressed us mentally, man. Now we don't have that construct in our mind that Esau is superior. Or we don't have that construct in our mind that we're just put on earth to be workers or entrepreneurs or dope boys, slaves. We freed ourselves from that mold or that template. The American dream, happy wife, happy life. I know we have a purpose beyond that, man. And one thing that's dangerous about a man is him knowing his purpose. Because when you know your purpose, you break from these little expectations that the rulers put forth. It's hard to control. And the rulers of Babylon, they got all type of bread and circuses to keep us from wanting to rule. Rulers don't want his residents to want to rule. That's why we're bombarded with all type of entertainment. All type of entertainment, because he's feeding the goyim before he leads us to the slaughter. But yeah, the elites don't want you to have a ruling class mentality. That's why they give you all type of things that feed into what your lower nature. They give you all type of things where you can just indulge in the flesh. Work your job and then indulge in the flesh. You know?
A nigga climax of the weekend, man.
That's the weekend.
You know?
Yep.
Like that's a nigga climax. Like if you have a good Friday, you know, a Saturday, you know, it's a nigga climax, and then he's pacified to continue on this same cycle, man.
Yep.
You know? This is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2, verse 13, and this is how the elites, as they're looking at Israel come back, right, to wisdom, okay, as we come back to who we are and attach ourselves with this legacy of righteousness, man, okay? This is how Esau looking at us, man. Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 13, he professing to have the knowledge of the Most High and calling himself the child of the Lord. He was made to reprove our thoughts. He is grievous unto us even to behold, for his life is not like other men's, his ways are of another fashion. And that's how the elites are looking at, you know, the elect, all right, that are being raised up in this time, man. He's seeing, okay, they different. Like you say, damn, Christianity, they're not enchanted by that anymore. They're not enchanted by nigga culture. They're not aspiring to be niggas, man, okay? They're not aspiring to be dope boys and athletes. Like, nah, they're saying they're going to King David. They're going to King Solomon. You know, they're going into the rulership. They talk, you know, because the least understand the lingo we talking about, man.
Yeah.
You see?
The kings understand king talk.
They know what we talking about, man. They going into lineages, you know, they study the systems and how the earth works. Like, you know, they going into the herbs and resources. Like, that's another thing. Esau never wants you to go to the source of nothing. He wants you to be content with him spoon feeding you, man.
Yep.
You know?
Encapsulating everything and then selling that to you.
Yep.
You know? Because that keeps him in power.
Yep.
Dependency keeps him in power.
Yep.
That's why he makes all the things that he creates. He makes it seem like he created it.
Yep.
It came from the earth. He don't want you gardening. You know? He don't want you homesteading.
That's why he destroyed a lot of the food. Like corn, you can't even get pure corn now. Everything is GMO.
Yeah, because corn doesn't naturally just come out yellow.
Right.
Looking like the Simpsons, man. No, corn looks like Israelites.
Right.
To my knowledge, when I go to the farmer's market, corn looks like a speckled bird.
It's all different colors.
Right. So, and like you said, they don't want you to be self-sufficient. And one thing I've learned about this captivity, I'm just going to say it quickly, it emasculated men. Because men are supposed to be self-sufficient. Men are supposed to have knowledge of the earth and utilize their earth to sustain their estate, sustain their families. All right? The average man that grew up in the city like myself, I didn't grow up knowing that. I wanted to do the same thing that the average Jake in the city wanted to do. So, part of, because people think, oh, well, slavery was over. No, one of the key variables of slavery is dependency. We still depend on the same power structure for our survival that we did 300 years ago. All right.
Ecclesiastes 5 and 9, moreover, the profit of the earth is for all. The king himself is served by the field.
Yep. The profit of the earth is for all, man. The king himself is served by the field, man. So it's not like the elites makes this stuff out of thin air, man. The Most High created Earth to really be Pandora's box. I'm gonna keep saying that shit, man. It's a lot for my language. But Earth is Pandora's box. What does Pandora mean? It's like treasure. So Earth in its original pristine state is like a treasure box, mainly for the elect, for the Israelites. But even mankind, other earthlings, that's your food. That's your refrigerator. Earth is your refrigerator. But we're disconnected from that in Babylon, man. That's why Esau sets it up where you have to go to him. You know?
He monetized it.
He monetized it,
He
man.
can profit from it.
Right.
And then keep you coming back to him. So he's steady, it's still like a steady income.
Then you eat out of his mouth. Our food was not supposed to be controlled by Kroger. We were not supposed to have to go to Walmart and Kroger for our food, man.
Or buy clean water.
Or buy or allegedly clean water.
Right.
Which really like dry water. It has no minerals.
Right.
You know, our food was not supposed to be by way of a corporation, man. They got something called a slow food economy.
Yeah.
Really, we're supposed to have a slow food economy, not a fast food economy. Jake is addicted to that instant gratification, man. But Jake all type of sick, man. All right?
I got that Deuteronomy 28 and 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemy, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
And here you are saying, I'm not a slave. You gotta pay child support, man. It said you should serve your enemy for want and of thirst and nakedness of all things. Our wives didn't make our clothes. We don't even know. A lot of us don't know have the proper use of our wives. You know, we don't know why the Most High made women. I mean, according to the Bible, you know, but let Babylon tell you, you know, women is for like worshiping or whatever, chilling.
We not 30, just tap into that.
We in our 30s just not tapping to that.
We're supposed to take care of them, but in actuality, they're supposed to be serving us.
Because our personal help needs, our personal assistance. I looked up one of the translations of Sirach where it says, he that getteth the wife, getteth the possession, a help like unto himself. The Good News translation said, a helper who encourages him. So it said, in the Good News translation, it said a wife is a helper who encourages him. So your woman's job is to help you and encourage you. All right? So we don't even know what to look for. We just not learning what to look for when it comes to a woman, man. All right? That's why the Most High made her, to help you, to encourage you.
Right.
But Babylon, you winding and dining to a dead end road, man. All right?
Street nigga left over.
Yeah, if you love, man.
If she conviction is you know, she gonna have you in a corner of a house, you know, or leaving the house ready to wring her neck, you know.
Yeah, because, sir.
Dragon.
Jake walking all the way to the back.
Yeah.
Jake walk in the house and go all the way to the back. Don't say nothing, man.
Look just what happened recently. Jake was trying to leave the house, and this woman, she was just going off and ended up killing him, you know.
And the mama right along with him.
You know, that's like a curse, man.
You said like that culture is a terror to itself.
Yeah, this is this culture, man. It's anti-life. But Jake is so spoiled in the Western fabric that they don't understand that these perks that we get is to our demise.
Right.
Independence, individualism, egoism, instant gratification. It feels good instantly, but the back end is death.
Right.
You know? Do we really need a woman to be sexually liberated? I was thinking about this earlier. Select for renting. Do you really need a woman in the military? Can you picture a woman like with breasts in the behind and curves in a camouflage uniform shooting at turban niggas? Can you picture her getting shot in the breast? I was thinking that like the thought of that is cringe.
Yeah.
Like can you picture her getting shot in the breast like a woman cop with that voluptuous body in that tight uniform?
Yeah.
But she gotta have a gun right here.
You pull her.
You pull her. Yeah. But can you picture like
I'll speed.
yeah. But do you really like you really
Take it serious.
You take it serious. That's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to be like weird, but like like a woman doing manly stuff. It's like why?
But the woman said that like You know, she said, if I call the police, please don't send a woman officer.
Right.
She was like,
Women don't make women feel protected.
yeah.
It was women who didn't want to vote for Hillary. It was women that said, hell no, we don't want a woman in office. So the things that Esau gave us, look at the outcome. That produced Glorilla. It produced Cardi B. It produced a woman that you can't figure out, like, damn, I ain't hear nothing from her. You gotta read a book on feet, you know what I mean? Because they took the gender roles from us.
I can't say that. I watched that clip with Mike Tyson. They interviewing him, and the lady spoke to him. And then Mike Tyson said, he said, why you talking to me? He said, you're a woman. He said, I'm trying to talk to you. I'm trying to talk to you when I'm ready to fornicate with you.
Yeah, but you know, Mike Tyson, he had that ancient world spirit.
And guess what? He said, so you wanna? And she ain't say nothing else.
Hey, but you know what? You remember that clip with Mike Tyson? He was in that room with all them 18-year-olds. They was in there, all them little dancers. Man, that boy act like he was in Toys R Us. They're like with ballerinas. Like, in his mind, they're really property. You know?
But you know, you're looking at it, it go back to that King Solomon syndrome.
Yeah.
You know, that, you know, with the way Esau is putting our women out there is to make us weak.
Yep.
And fall for you know, the, like you said, the voluptuous body,
Yep.
the you know, the glamorous looks, that we fall for that and fall into the traps that he got set. You know, so that's why we have to be, you know, in Proverbs, you know, it says, get on our strength to a woman. You know, don't go after a woman that's standing at the corner of the street and all of this. You know, because it's gonna make us weak.
But you know what? I'm glad you said that. But will you hold the scripture?
No.
It says in Genesis 25, Esau was a cunning hunter. If you're targeting the prey a lot, you're gonna study the diet of that prey. You're gonna study the weakness of that prey. Every prey has a certain lure, right?
Right.
When you want to go fishing, there's a lure for every type of prey you want to catch. So Esau studied our diet. He studied what lures us.
Right.
He went into the history because he connected us to the Israelites in the Bible. Like, what made King David fall? What made King Solomon fall?
Right.
What made Samson fall? You studied your favorite athletes as Israelites. What was their demise? What was Mike Tyson's demise? What was Evander Holyfield's losing a bunch of kids and a bunch of child support, or women just taking out help their money because Jake is weak right here?
Right.
It is just facts. And it ain't like, you know, but Jake, you know, Jake love the women. Either he weak right here or he weak downstairs.
Right.
Either way it go, that's our kryptonite. First Ezra 4. The thing that trumps the king, the thing that trumps gold and silver, the thing that trumps wine is what? That 120-pound woman. Keisha.
All right. That's why a lot of times, you know, like even on lower level with Jake, if he trying to set up his op or whatever, he'll throw a woman out there. And he don't just throw no any woman. He throw a woman that look good. Because he know that Jake will fall for that trap.
It's a trap, but like you brought up that scripture, basically don't let your eyes behold a woman in the streets. Then it says in Ecclesiastes, he that pleased the Most High shall escape from her.
Right.
But why did it say escape? Because prior it said what? I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets.
Right.
That's called a trap. But if you fear the Most High, that means you'll escape from that trap.
Right.
So part of fearing the Most High is having understanding that this is a trap. It's the lust inside you that empowers that trap. All right?
This is Sirach 25 and 21. Stumble not at the beauty of a woman and desire her not for pleasure.
Because the woman has duties. All right? So you can't, because Esau deifies a woman just off her looks. This is why it says also Sirach 27, I can't remember, give not thyself over to a light woman. So a woman who only has her looks, that's a light woman. And I gotta keep it 1,000, which sometimes is hard. Because we grew up in simp culture. All our life we watch BET or the stuff on the internet, and it's like it's easy to get caught in that, man. Tip drill, and Tip drill turned everybody out. Tip drill, I don't know how old y'all were, but I was about 14, man. Tip drill. I was like, whoa, crap.
That BT uncut.
Yeah, come on, man.
It's 2 o'clock.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You gonna make it work, man.
You had your alarm set for 2.
Yeah, man.
But you know, that's just part of that curse, you know, because Esau know what makes us weak. And you know that our flesh is going to war with our spirit.
Yep.
You know, to see that, you know, to have that desire for that woman, because you know, your flesh is like, I wonder can she make me feel like the queen made me feel, you know, with that kind of body. I mean, it's going to bring all kind of thoughts and, you know, things into your head, you know.
Yep, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
But one thing I noticed about Jake is that the nature of Jake, anything shiny, you turn your head.
Right.
Like that's our nature. Like anything, like you'll be with your woman looking at, you know.
Right.
Like Jake. So Esau, you think Esau don't know that? And then just imagine us without our power. So we don't have no other guide. We're basically in America without a guide. So now your flesh is really your guide.
Right.
Really, your cravings and your lust, that's really your guide, man. So then Esau deified a woman, you know. So like I said, Esau, he studied us.
Right.
He know we like to drink. He know we like to party. He know we like to reproduce. He know we love food.
Yeah.
So he took the food that we ate, because it said, I think someone brought it out years ago. We ate quail and biscuits. That's chicken and biscuits.
Yeah.
But the flour is processed, the oil is refined, the chicken is steroid injected. So he took the things that we like, like our spirit likes, and our flesh and our soul likes, and he poisoned it. He injected us with syphilis. You know we like having sex.
Right.
He injected us with syphilis. They made a movie about it.
Right.
So he took the thing that we like to do, he injected us with HIV.
Right.
He took the thing that we like to do and poisoned it. We love music. You got 5-year-olds that know whole albums. Can't read or write, but they can know a whole album. And dances, but he poisoned that. So he poisoned our women.
Right.
So Esau took everything that makes up the fabric of the Israelite, and he put venom in it.
Right.
So it's a trip.
When you go back to Balaam, when he come put direct enchantments on Jacob, he went and got some whores. You know, and I got the account.
Let's go.
So he couldn't put the enchantment on him through Balak. You know, Balak, the Moabite king, tried to put enchantments on Israel through Balaam, and it didn't work. So what did he do? He went and he brought them hoes out. You know, they said this is the sin of Peor, and this is Numbers 25:1. It says, and Israel abode in Shittim, and the people began to commit whoredom with their daughters in Moab. And they called the people unto the sacrifices of their gods, and the people did eat and bowed down to their gods. The women were there. So Jake was doing, you know, because when Jake wants some box, he'll be whatever he needs to be. If she into Islam, he was like, I can't read it. I'm reading it. I checked that.
You know, Google on the day.
Jake gonna perform to whatever he needs out there for the box, man. You know? You see, Jake.
We're gonna the tuxedo, man.
It says, and Israel joined himself unto Baal Peor, which is the god of the openness. And the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel. And the Lord said unto Moses, take all the heads of the people and hang them before the Lord against the sun, that the fierce anger of the Lord may be turned away from Israel. And Moses said unto the judges of Israel, slay every man one his men that were joined to Baal Peor. And behold, one of the children of Israel came and brought unto his brethren a Midianitish woman in the sight of Moses and in the sight of all the congregation of the children of Israel, who were weeping before the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. So he was dealing with the woman in the tabernacle. Like Jake was wild. Going back to the women. It says that Phoenices, the son of Eleazar, and Aaron the priest saw it, and he rose up against the congregation and took a javelin in his hand, and he went after the men of Israel into the tent and thrust both them through, the men of Israel and the women through her belly, so that the plague was stayed away from the children of Israel. So the nations always knew, because the Lord programmed us to be what? Fruitful and multiply. It's programmed in us, you know? But in this corrupt society, it's not expedient.
Yep.
You know? So they know that they can misguide Jake, what? Like you say, studying their nature.
Yeah, because you could, and it's a principle point. We're programmed to be fruitful and multiply. So if you're programmed, that means that you can be animated or activated off what you're programmed to be fruitful with.
Yep.
So as soon as, like, if Jake might have a dry spirit, you might be negative, but as soon as you see an attractive woman, that should bring you back to life, man. Yeah, you know, that shit, you know, get your blood working, man. Like with King David,
Yep.
King, and they brought that virgin,
Yep.
those, the best is like, if you can't come back over it, it's over with. And that fire gonna get killing off this, man. You know, warmth coming in here, man.
We'll start writing your wheels.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll get Solomon.
That's right.
Got
You know how old heads get around them tenderonis, man. You know how we get around them tenderonis,
But
man.
the older than me, you know, they lose, you know, Jake 2/3 of this world, they'll lose their whole paycheck.
They don't mind either.
Over a woman now. On Friday, you know, they call up, they I got your package. You know?
Hey, because even how you know that that the Israelite woman was super bad. Solomon's older brother who tried to pretty much supplant the throne after King David made Solomon the king. You know, he asked Bathsheba, Solomon's mother. Solomon's brother asked Bathsheba to ask Solomon could he marry that woman that they brought for David.
Yeah.
You know, he asked for it. He said, well, look, I ain't, okay, y'all got the throne, but we married what you call it. Solomon killed that nigga, man. He said, look, man, kill that nigga, man.
I want to say this, y'all. You know, this is kind of funny though. It's kind of funny though, but my mom told me last night. It's funny though. When my brother is dating a girl, right? But she taking my daddy money.
Huh?
Yeah.
What?
My mom told me, I just started laughing. And y'all bring it up. Jake buy it. No, Jake do this, Jake do that. Man, that woman dating my brother, but you taking my dad's money, man. You whole thing right, but it's just funny though. Y'all talking about how Jake like got that package.
That weakness, man.
Yeah.
That's right. Great. I'm trying to find that in, yeah, here you go. Because, you know, the beauty of a woman, and we meant to be attracted by that, you know? But it's in this society, it's just way misguided because the woman has been told that that's all she's supposed to bring. Like you say, the woman's supposed to have duties. Like, her beauty is a plus to her duties and her skill set that she has as a mother and a wife, man. You know? So you go to Sirach 36 and 22. It says, the beauty of a woman cheereth the countenance, and a man loveth nothing better.
Hey, cause really, and that's supposed to be for you. And we've been brought so low that we weren't even taught that your woman's beauty is strictly for you.
Right.
Because she's supposed to be covered for you. And then when she leave the house, it's like, that's your gift.
Yeah.
That's how the Most High made, like when he created earth, it was like a gift to the Israelites. It's like a treasure box to the Israelites. The woman was his gift too. Because, you know what I'm saying, the woman, like, you know how it reinforced the will the prize? But, that's tough, you know? But on the flip side, like a woman is your little gift, man. Your personal assistant, fun, you know, your sexual stuff, you know? Bring your legacy, you know, for you. You got it, bro.
This is Rock 26 and 1. It says, blessed is the man that have a virtuous wife, for the number of his days shall be doubled.
Yep.
And it said the number of your days shall be doubled, you know, going into your lifespan because you're not stressed. She ain't stressing you out. You know, all that's a part of Esau's tactic to kill you too. He got these women's minds so programmed that they against the man, and that puts all that stress upon him, and the world is already against him.
And when a man gets a woman that's in her element, that's in her feminine, man, that does balance you out. You start gaining a little weight. Let's say you was, skinny or whatever. You get a woman that's always feeding you, always nourishing you, and that turns you to a different man. So that does make you healthier a little longer. Instead of being in that survival mode, that lower, you know what I mean?
More confident.
Yep. A woman, it makes you stick your chest out. You know?
Because that script.
Read too.
Yeah, cause that script have your ass. Especially if you got to sit and worry about her each and every fucking day, that shit would drive you motherfucking crazy, man.
And a lot of J scared
Yeah.
of women.
Yeah.
Like they scared. Cause see, like you say, the women has been catapulted. Like if you got see a woman that look good, she's doing you a favor. And Jake look at it like that. So Jake be tiptoeing because he don't want the woman to leave. They be scared, like damn, she gonna, you know, Jake be real life scared, like shit, you know, like damn, you know, checking, damn, it's 10:20, you know, scared and shit, like god damn, you know.
That's what she actually for something. You tell her no.
Yeah.
But the flip side of that, it makes us feel like we gotta have them, but they should feel like they have to have us.
Yep.
You know, when you walk in the house, you know, it's not like, you know, we got, well, baby, where you been, you know, this and that. They should be, you know, what can I do for you? You know, just like I'm coming to America, you know, how may I serve you?
And that was the original program.
Right,
You know, I want the bitch queen.
right.
With a body count.
Yeah.
And then you saw Coming to America too.
But she was straight rude.
Yeah.
And what she hit him with the first Ezra's Fort. Took that crown off of his head and put it on her head.
Right.
No more box for you.
Snap that nigga.
Yeah,
Don't
man.
sleep on the couch.
Yeah, and your own throne. Boy.
You got cook.
A virtuous woman rejoiceth her husband, and he shall fulfill the years of his life in peace.
And that's what we were just talking about. You know, she should be rejoicing you for the things that you have given her. You know, mainly if the Most High has blessed you the way you know you don't have to struggle as hard as the next man, she should be rejoicing to that. You know,
But you know what? A lot of jakes like yourself and ourselves, we take women out of survival mode. You know, we don't really get like good jakes.
Right.
They don't really get like notoriety for that.
Yeah.
But a lot of Israelite women, because they have poor decision making skills, they stay in survival mode.
right,
So a stable man is life to a woman.
right,
I don't give a fuck how much he don't make. A man that's stable, he know how to budget his money. When he bring a woman into his life and he take her out of survival mode,
Right.
all right, that's the best thing she ever happened.
right,
Whether he 4'11", whether you know what I mean?
Right.
Whether he's fat, skinny, a man can stabilize you because you're wired to want what stability.
right.
So I mean, in 2023, a lot of so-called black men, Israelite men, they're taking women out of survival mode, and nobody even speaks on that, man.
Right.
Because outside of us, they're depending on Esau. You know, the helping. I'm not gonna keep ranting. You got it, bro.
That's all I had.
You know, but that's you know how they say average. Like right now, it's like you're an average man. So the fuck what? The average man is the best thing on earth for an Israelite woman.
Right.
If we went the old school way, we'll be going off your body count. You know, but like I said, I'm not gonna keep ranting. That's just way, you know.
Right. And going back into
Yeah, right.
going back into the past, you know, when I was younger, you know, that was that structure there.
Yeah.
You know, the father came home, the meal was cooked. Who ate first? The father. His plate got served first. You know, then the kids and everybody else ate.
Big piece of chicken.
Right. You know, and so that structure was there, but then Esau came in and took that structure away.
And you know, you were speaking on this earlier, like the woman should be happy that we're there, but right now we're happy that we got her.
Right.
But Esau took our value away. So this system, the grid, it took so a woman, she's assessed off how she looks as opposed to who she is, but you're only assessed on what you can do for somebody.
Right.
So your value is only based off being a tool. Whether it's a tool for convenience or stability or a tool for sex. Either way, you've been dehumanized into a tool. So they took your value away. So now we have a product of slavery here where Jake doesn't feel valued in America. It's a product of feminism, not really a product of slavery, that's part of it. Like you brought out, it's a product of feminism.
Right.
Where like you don't even know your own value. You know?
And then King Santa was doing what he doing.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Bring that value
Bring
back.
that value back. Like, man, like, a lot of women expect a man make $100,000. And they said, no, man, that's like
10% man, do that.
yeah. But these hoes think, man, you gotta do that.
Which the Most High gonna flip that in Isaiah 4:1. He's gonna make a man the most precious jewel. And so these women gonna come flocking and fighting, you know, to try to get with, you know,
approach away from it. Because we read the scripture too. Really, the ruler has our women. So when a ruler cuts our women off, then they're gonna be back in reality. That's like the slick dude take our women, right? And he just get in her ear, get in her head. After a while, he steals us, he steals her from us, has sex with her, and she looks at you like, okay, ass nigga, I got him.
Right.
So she living off of his goods and his luxury. What happened when he cut off? You know? What happened when, and that's what's gonna happen at a time of Jacob's trouble.
Right.
The food stuff's getting cut off. You finna get laid off them jobs. So what happened when your ruler says, bitch, fuck you? Go back to your nigga. Yeah, go back to that good man.
Right.
What's gonna happen then? A man gonna be more precious than fine gold. Especially when the Most High uplifts us. All right?
And they showed them when that movie, Tyler Perry did a movie, Obsessed.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you know that guy was so good to her that you know he had a lifestyle that, but he treated her good.
No temptation, right?
Temptation.
Yeah.
Temptation.
Yeah.
But you know the guy had her husband. He did the best he could treat her right. But she wanted that lifestyle.
Yeah.
He fucked her over.
But you know what? You know what I realized? That's Eve's serpent. That bad boy,
Right.
like that's her serpent. We got our serpent, and it's the woman in the red dress, you know. But her serpent is that dude that gonna cater to her desires.
Right.
But really, it's just a trap for him. Her, you know. You got it, bro. 'Cause I love you. Hold this.
No.
Okay, I'm sorry.
This 1 Corinthians 11 and 9. It says, neither was the. Start at 8. It's 1 Corinthians 11 and 8. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man.
I hadn't heard that in church not one time. Because the woman was created for the man. Like you brought up, it's a while back, a woman is our Siri. You know how you say, Siri, what day is this? Yeah, woman supposed to be reminding you about deadlines you had. Hey, babe, you know you're supposed to have done this Saturday. Yeah, you got this coming up. Because I speak for myself, I'm bad, I'm horrible with that. Those little details.
Right.
But that's why the Most High gave you that balance. Like, babe, you know you're supposed to do this.
I'm going to fill in the gap.
Fill in the gaps.
Because a man, his mindset is toward enterprise.
Yeah,
So he has to always think about the overall system, the overall enterprise. You know, so that small stuff, minute stuff that you forget that's, you know, needed for the enterprise, the woman filling the gap for them.
And that's called the yin and the yang.
Yeah, the woman and man relationship supposed to be complementary.
She has the details. You're the holistic visual thinker.
Yeah.
She's the detail oriented, filling the gaps, man. You know?
I was going to say this, comparing ourselves to that picture on there, there's a lion, king of the jungle. What does a lion do? He goes around the perimeter to make sure everything is protected. What does the lioness do? They take care of the cubs. They go out and hunt and bring in the food. You know, and that's the order that they have within their company. You know, so you know his thing is to make sure everything is intact and protect them from other lions.
Yep, and then some of that food that the lioness can't hunt. Then the male lion come out.
Right.
You know? And they got that one clip, I think it was an alligator faced off with the lionesses, and the lionesses kind of like backing off. When that male lion came, the alligator started backing the fuck back.
He turned on and took off in the
Yeah,
water.
yeah.
What you wrong with this shit again?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
They had all the water, goddamn. But that's like because you look at it on the surface and the feminist mindset and be like, damn, the lioness they do all the work. They really don't need him, but they don't see that the reason they have that territory to hunt on, like the brother is saying, is because the fear of that male lion within that domain.
Not to mention, he conquered that territory.
Yeah.
He got that territory through warfare.
Yep.
And if he didn't get it through warfare, his daddy got it through warfare.
Yep. Right. Yep.
And he was the legacy of his father that got it through warfare.
Yep.
Like that lion thing about the coalition of 6 lion brothers. You saw that? They went through killing other, the whole, it's just like how men work. We see territory, go to war, shed blood for that shit. If we take those resources, then we build a kingdom that the women can flourish in.
Yep.
Now the women can walk around with fruit baskets on their head,
Yep.
you know, going to the water fountain.
Yep.
But men have to shed blood for that shit. So yeah, we created that environment which you can hunt and fish on,
Right.
and grow your crops, and beat your corn in the, you know,
That male line, like I said, protect, right? Because another male line get in there, and he gonna kill all the cubs. So you see why he got to protect his tribe, protect his pride.
That's what Yahweh Shai gonna do so the nation of Israel can grow. Like you said, walk around and hit the basket on their head. We finna conquer the whole earth so that we can maneuver around the earth without any fear. Because those lions they don't have no fear when they moving around their territory.
Because when men, oh, you know, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Because when men take, if another lion come in, them lions can't do shit. If men kill the male lion, those female lions gotta consent. That's what happened with Israelite women.
Right.
Another man conquered us. A female can't do a bitch ass thing. Because, I'm sorry, but the Israelite women, they're not gonna overthrow Esau. You think they're thinking about overthrowing Esau? You think they're thinking about building their own so-called Keisha Wall Street? No, she's gonna be the best version of herself in another man's empire. Period.
Yeah, that lady I did a video. She said she submit to
The rule, the slave master. She submit, and she right. She just was being honest. A lot of women don't want to come out and say it, but it's facts.
They submit.
You know? You got it?
This is Revelation 6 and 2. Bag up. Break it down. This is Revelation 6 and 2. And I saw and behold a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer.
That white horse represented Yahweh Shai coming back on those chariots. And it said he had a bow in his hand, which represents warfare. And it said he went forth conquering and to conquer, meaning he's going to conquer the whole earth and take it back from all these other nations. You know, so the nation of Israel can reign in the kingdom of heaven, because what the scriptures say that none will make us afraid. And going back to the analogy, like I said, with those lioness, they don't be afraid when they walking around in their territory because they got that male lioness to protect them. That's how Yahweh Shai is going to be with us. We're going to maneuver around the whole earth without any fear of the other nations retaliating and doing anything to harm us.
That's why Yahweh Shai gonna come with so much power. It's gonna be a demonstration. And once he comes to the earth, he only have to do that one time. And that's gonna be that eternal example. You know? And, in case a nigga forget, hey, I must have forgot. I gotta
And that's also why he said, if the nations don't serve you, I'm gonna destroy you. I'm gonna show them again.
It's called Lion King. That first Lion King was so powerful, man. All the animals stuff.
Yeah.
But they got it from the scriptures.
Yep.
How every knee shall bow.
Yep.
Come on, man.
I got a precept.
Yep.
In Jeremiah 30 and 10, therefore, he's going to what Yerushalayim was saying. He said, therefore, fear thou not, O my servant Jacob, said the Lord, neither be dismayed, O Israel. For lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity. And Jacob shall return and shall be in rest, and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid.
Right, they say you should be at rest and be quiet, and none gonna make us afraid. Meaning we gonna be in the kingdom of heaven without any fear, or any trouble, we ain't gonna even have the mindset that these other nations are gonna do anything to us, because we're gonna have our power right there with us. Like the brother said, it's gonna be a display of power when Yahweh shall come back. And you're gonna have the chariots, you're gonna have the angels, we're gonna have the whole squad here to let these nations know that now is the time the kingdom of heaven to be established. We don't have nothing to worry about.
And we're gonna have that power. We gonna have that power as an individual, man. Just like now, you had that one angel that slayed 185,000 Assyrians. Well, it's gonna be known that the Israelite man has that capability in the earth, man. Because really, those other animals, they know the capability of that male lion.
Right.
So they know this shit can get real bad, so they be alright. Yeah, fall back and then shit he here, guys. This Deuteronomy 33 and 27. It says the eternal power is thy refuge, and underneath are the everlasting arms, and he shall thrust out the enemy from before thee, and shall say, destroy them. Israel then shall dwell in safety alone, And the fountain of Jacob shall be upon the land of corn and wine, and all his heavens shall drop down dew.
All his heavens shall drop down dew. Israel shall be with that corn and wine, meaning the resources of the earth, because we're gonna control everything. It said the Lord said He gonna send us out and say destroy them. Going back to what the brother said, the Lord gonna put that power upon us to destroy our enemies. You know, we gonna be a part of the 144,000 that elect. You know, going into Jeremiah 51, where the Lord said we are His battle axe and His weapons of war. So that's a display of that power. Going back to how that lion has to respect all the animals, understand that this is the top dog. This is the apex predator of the area that we live in. And so all these other nations gonna understand and know when that full power comes, when the Lord returns, that they are the top people of the earth. They gonna remember that everything that we said was true. You know, all the accounts of what our people did in the past. You know, the ancient warriors, King David, how all the nations knew. It said Saul slew thousands and David his 10,000s. All that's gonna come back into their remembrance. You know.
Just to piggyback off you, in watching that movie, The Matrix, in there, he was fighting against one of those demons. I guess the top one that went around making other people turn into himself. And the scripture was just coming into mind. One should make 1,000 flee, you know. And he was like, more me. And it was like 1,000 of them out there fighting, you know. But he was knocking them off and beating them and stuff. So, you know, when that power comes, it's gonna be, you know, glorious upon the, you know, the 144. And then when you look over your shoulder and look up and you see Yahweh Shai and the chariots there, it's gonna be really glorious. Because you're gonna be like, yeah, my big brother's here now. So you know how as a younger kid, you know, you got an older brother, and your older brother comes to help you in a fight. You know, you get cocky. You know, I'm just gonna say, you get cocky because you know your older brother is there to help you.
Even if you go, hey, that your older brother a beast. You know, you be going off his revenue. You be doing extra shit. You know, taking milk, opening motherfuckers. You know, extra because you know, like, you know the power that's behind it, man.
Right.
You know?
And then Psalms 82, where ye shall die like men, where the time are coming where we gonna be gods and we not gonna die like men no more. You know, that God-like power is gonna be bestowed upon us from on high.
The 2 Samuel 22 and 41, that has also given me the necks of my enemies, that I might destroy them that hate me. They looked, but there was none to save, even unto the Lord, but He answered them not. Then did as I beat them as small as the dust of the earth, I did stamp them as the mire of the street, and did spread them abroad. This is going to the point. Thou hast delivered me from the scribing of my people, that has kept me to be the head of the heathen, a people which I knew not shall serve me. Strangers shall submit themselves unto me. As soon as they hear, they shall be obedient unto me.
As soon as they hear, they shall be obedient, because that example had already been set. They done seen an example of what our power can do for us. And these nations, they understood, they knew when our power is with us, there was nothing they can do to be against us. And this is what they see, and now this is why they fearing. They saying our power is with us, returning unto us. So now they understand that we coming back into our power, we coming back into our rightful position on this earth. And now it's going to be displayed, like the brother got an example, it's going to be another example. What the Lord say, I think it's in Jeremiah, where the Lord said, no more will they say, the God of Israel that delivered them out of the land of Egypt, but the God of Israel that delivered them out of the land of the north and out of all the countries that wherever they were scattered. So the Lord is going to set a major example that's going to outdo everything He's done in history, and He's going to have His people in the midst of destroying these other nations to let them know.
This is Jeremiah 23:5. Said, behold, the days come, said the Lord, that I will raise unto David a righteous branch, and a king shall reign and prosper. That's right. It says, shall execute judgment and justice in the earth. In his days Judah shall be saved, and Israel shall dwell safely. And this is the name whereby he shall be called the Lord our righteousness. And this is the point. Therefore, behold, the days come, said the Lord, that they shall no more say, the Lord liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt, but the Lord liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country, and from all the countries whither I had driven them, and they shall dwell in their own land.
Right, it said they should dwell in their own land, and also it say that we gonna dwell safely. So the Lord finna set a major example to humble all these nations to the point where they don't even want to try no more. They don't even want to be in a position to where we want to go against these people because we already know what they're capable of. That's what these other animals. That's how they look at the lion. They don't want to go up against him. You know, the male lion, because they already know what he's capable of, and they know. Yeah, it's an unfair battle. You know, he was made to be the top predator on the earth, the apex predator. Just like we was made to be the top nation on the face of the earth.
And they look at it, they were asking, what make the lion the king of the jungle? He's not the strongest, he's not the fastest. And then the zoologist told him, he said, yeah, he's not. But his mentality is, he look at everything as prey. He look at everything in the jungle as prey. That's why you see an animal. I'm try to eat a giraffe. A rhino, a rhino, an elephant, he'll try it, Hey, it's that mentality you got. Like,
And then think about it. And also, too, to piggyback on that, if a lion has other brothers that are with him, just say it's a pack of 4 of them that's running that whole kingdom, right? Coalition of that kingdom. You know, or the lions. I mean, they some tough brothers to try to conquer.
Hey, but that's why Revelation 11, it said the nations rejoice who went into captivity. Because these 2 kingdoms tormented them. You always going to with King David. King David was like a lion conquering other nations, man. He was in the spirit of a lion, all right? So the nations know our spirit animals, so to speak. They know when Israel is in tune with their power, that's an apex predator on the earth. And they're going to take it in here to conquer. King David was like a conquering lion. The house shouts, it's going to be a conquering lion. All right? So that's our spirit, man.
That's that God-like mentality.
Yeah.
That God-like mentality. These other nations were meant to serve us. And that's a God-like mentality, knowing that everything else outside of your nation is under you. You know, going back to what you said, that's that mentality of everything over here is a prey.
you don't care if you saw got tanks and shit. You still serve.
Yeah. That's how we look at you.
Yep.
Boy. Hey, well, with that, we hope you brothers and sisters were edified. Once again, we want to give all honor and glory to double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops, great millstone Ruel. Peace and blessings have the waters and the house of David the elect. A Bible ball.
Bible ball.
Y'all shout.
Come here, shout.
That's my shout. Thumb shout.
Shalom.
Look,